Wait, and he made that?
My mind going crazy. Between you, I can't keep up, I'm feeling lazy. They think I'm being shady. In my message, you're talking praise. Beefing and text me how much you wanna stay.
Say it 2 times.
White tee with these. I know your bitch see me. I told them I was a walking bank, bro. They ain't believe me. I should be conceited. I damn sure got a reason. I know you got a girlfriend, but I don't mind creeping. Shorty, my bitch crazy. I guess you don't mind sleeping. They be biting me. You would think they was teething. Put my man on tour lit. Try his ass, you won't be breathing. I really think he a psycho. He killed for no reason. Man, I do this shit.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, The Real Brody, and this is the We Say
They Say
podcast. Tonight in the house, we got my best friend, Miss Princess. We got my brother, my DJ, my motherfucking man. Y'all know who he is.
2 times. Say it 2 times.
What's up, best friend?
Chillin', man.
How was your day?
My day was great. How was yours?
No, you don't.
Oh Lord,
What's up? Yeah.
my day was good. My day was good. You know what I'm saying? I had a great day. You know, personal Uber driver for the children, driving them all around the fucking city for their practices, but keep my kids busy. You know, regular day. How was your day, brother man?
My day was good. I went to Annapolis today. I went to some restaurant in Annapolis earlier.
Well, you was eating good.
Mm-hmm.
Them salmon croquettes.
No, I was steak and some other shit.
Oh, you fancy? You fancy though. So you got,
I've turned into an expensive hoe, yes I have.
oh Lord, can't afford him.
Not no more. Price going up.
Price going up.
Yeah, best friend. So I heard you got some new music. That was a little snippet right there of the new music, right?
That was the newest joint I recorded with Big Gooch called No Reason, but I'm about to drop like a whole nother mixtape. I've been remixing a whole lot of old songs that have been out. About to drop some videos and it's about to get crazy. I'm working on the movie DC High with a lot of big names around. I got a podcast too, so.
Make sure y'all check that out and let them know about that shit. Tell them what it's called and where to get that shit.
It's called Unfamiliar Territory Podcast, FEM, not FAM. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Link in the bio.
Link in bio for sure. All women's sports podcast. So
I like it. I want to, you gotta put us on that motherfucker.
for sure. Definitely.
One of your writers and producers was on our show last week. And she talked, real highly about you and everything like that. So
Shout out Sharice.
yeah, shout out Sharice. I appreciate her for coming on the show last week. She definitely popped her shit.
Definitely.
We definitely needed that.
Definitely. And for those who do not know, this is who's on our intro, who's been on our intro for the last couple of weeks. I've been getting questions about who is that, whose song is that. Their name is definitely in the description, so check her out. Go on our Instagram, but for those, again, who do not know, this is where our intro music comes from for the We Say They Say podcast. And that's just that on that. And that's on
Murray had a little lamp.
Murray had a little lamb.
Let's get into a more serious note. Did y'all see the verdict? Or did y'all keep up with what's going on as far as the verdict is concerned?
Yes, we did. Those who don't know, today's topic is the verdict, by the way.
Correct.
We definitely checking in on that. I definitely tuned in. Definitely excited for us as black people. I feel like a lot of that footwork that's been done as far as like protests and stuff like that definitely had something to do with that. Hopefully they make an example out of them. No time has been given yet. We don't know what that number is, but I'm definitely tuned in.
I feel like it's a step in the right direction as far as justice is concerned towards our community. Like you said, no significant number has been awarded as of yet. But
I say that shit is an award.
I feel like the protests made a difference for this. Like, they knew that if they didn't charge him with anything, like, it was going to be smoke.
Yeah.
So let's just charge him with something. But I don't think it's going to change, like, the situation for everybody.
I feel like we still got, of course we got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Yeah, man. This is just a I wouldn't even really call this a foot in the door.
Yeah.
But I would call it a significant step towards the right path. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot still going on. I read something about a lady officer stopping another male officer from choking a 16-year-old African American kid who was handcuffed, and she ended up getting fired for it. But she sued and she got awarded. You know what I'm saying? She got her pension and all of that stuff back from
Oh, so she got that check.
Yeah, they fired her. They wasn't gonna give her a pension or none of that, but she ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting all that shit back. We need more officers like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need to hold each other accountable as people as well, not even just officers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our parents and our grandparents grew up on it takes a village.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of us defer from that as we got older. As times change, we defer. Like, a lot of us don't like other people telling our children what to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like we need to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a certain type of way that you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to yell and scream at the kid. But you can also be like, man, look, you know your mother and you know your father. If your mother and father was here, you know damn well you wouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a black community, we need to start doing that. Like, start holding each other accountable, holding these children accountable. And I feel like as a community, we'll grow from that.
Yeah, I feel like also as black people, we also gotta, we gotta stop giving them reasons. Even though it's never a reason to take somebody's life, but we provoke them.
Correct.
We provoke the police, you know what I'm saying? Like the prime, I don't know, I forgot what city it was in or what state, but the white lady killed the dude, the whole taser situation. You know what I'm saying? She mistakenly shot him with the gun and allegedly.
It was Minneapolis.
It was. Oh yeah, right. Okay, right, exactly. But like in all honesty, the shit not right. But if you watch the video, Shorty tried to get low. Like, Cuz tried to get low on him. Like, they was about to handcuff him, had his back, and the nigga, like, I guess they was like, he got a warrant, and the nigga, like, snatched away, hopped in the car, you know what I'm saying? And that gave her a reason to draw, you know what I'm saying? Even though she should have drew her taser, it's like, tasing him, I understand, you know what I'm saying? This nigga trying to hop in the car and get away. But you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, black people, we gotta, like the whole, the army dude, you know what I'm saying? He had his hands up, he asked questions like, you know what I'm saying? He like, well, I don't understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying? He didn't try to snatch from them, he didn't, and he's still living. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like if Shorty didn't try to, snatch away from the police, he probably would still be living to this day. That's just my opinion.
Let me ask you, this is my rebuttal to that. So the army lieutenant in Virginia, do you feel like he's only living because he's he's in the army or he's a part of the military?
I don't feel like that.
Because he had his whole uniform on.
Me personally, I don't feel like that mattered because they treated him as such. If they was going to treat him as an army nigga, they wouldn't have treated him like the way he did.
But he black. So
you seen that shit?
I seen it. Yeah.
How you feel about that? Like, you feel like...
I mean, I definitely feel like the officers knew that if they killed them, like, what was going to happen. So I feel like they resisted. They was going to harass him, but they weren't going to kill him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they already knew the attention they would get,
but
what would be at stake.
But I don't. Some of these motherfuckers is rude. I think they don't care because I feel like you still getting you don't get no time for I don't know. Did they lose their job? Did they get fired? Like, I ain't really super educated on the situation.
This is just me. This is just me speculating. I heard, not completely sure.
Through the grapevine.
Yeah, I heard that the officers who harassed the lieutenant got fired.
Okay.
I heard. That's what I heard.
You know what I'm saying? So, do y'all feel like some officers are gonna now maybe take the proper precautions as far as I don't even, but elaborate why you feel so.
This is just one. This whole case, this George Floyd case, this is just one incident of an officer getting reprimanded. You know what I'm saying? cases have been, you know what I'm saying, been output where they let these officers walk, or they, you know what I'm saying, they send them on, they put them on leave, and they still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So this is just one incident. Now, if it becomes a domino effect, where these officers constantly getting reprimanded, constantly getting locked up, constantly getting fired, then I feel like that'll shake the table a little bit more as far as understanding that, okay, now I gotta slow my roll on how I move with these, you know what I'm saying, when I pull people over, or when I'm, you know what I'm saying, asking these questions, or when I'm dealing with, you know what I'm saying, African American people. But as of right now, I don't feel like this is gonna change how these white officers maneuver.
Definitely not. It's a lot of things that we don't see on tape.
Yes.
Right.
It just happened to be so that somebody recorded the George Floyd situation, because if somebody wasn't there to record it and post on social media, it wouldn't have been no justice for him. Like, it would have been like, we don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, he died, we wouldn't have known that he had his deed, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that. So,
yeah. I mean, they got the body cam shit. They released that. They released the body cam shit. Just like,
look at what happened to Eric Gardner.
Fact, somebody recorded.
That's recorded, and they threw that shit out.
Right. And I mean, granted, the whole Trayvon Martin situation was not recorded, but it's like,
he wasn't even a police officer.
Exactly. He's fucking neighborhood watch nigga, and they let him walk fucking scot free because of that shit. Like, this shit sad. So do y'all feel like the lady who killed the 20-year-old boy in front of his kid and his girl, the one which mistakenly shot her with her gun, which she thought was her taser, do y'all feel like she's next?
Princess, I'm gonna let you go first.
to be honest, like, I haven't even like been into that case, but
I mean, ain't nothing going on yet. Shorty, I think she locked up right now, or she out on bond type shit. I ain't too into it either, but did you see the video?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the nigga, you know, he got pulled over. You know, they went to the car. They said he had a warrant, so they took him out of the car, had him on the car, about to put a handcuff him, and he snatched away and hopped in the car. Shorty pulls her gun out. You see it on her body cam, because that wasn't recorded like by a civilian. That was recorded straight from, you know, the police body cam. And she got her gun. You see her gun, and she like taser, and she shot him. And then after she shot him, and he pulled off. You know what I'm saying? And she like, oh shit, I shot him. And the other cops like, oh shit. And then like, that's the end of the video.
I mean, due to the fact that she did react like that, like, oh shit, I shot him, like, they'll probably like give her a pass, and because it's a woman dealing with a man.
That's why I wanted to ask.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll probably be like, okay, she probably was scared, she had to defend.
What they don't know is, I feel like this case is going to go a hell of a lot further because he has a white mother. What they don't know. And that shit means a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's, you know what I'm saying, it hit a little different when you got a Caucasian parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, father's black, mother's white. Mother not going for it. Mother gonna take it to the furthest extent.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So as far as the lady who shot him, I feel like she's on edge right now. She's on edge right now because you see this kid, or you don't think about the background of where this kid come from,
right,
or who's this kid's parents. You just see an African American kid, not understanding that this kid could have a white mother, this kid could have a white father, a black mother.
We're all human beings.
Right, but just because he got a white mother, it's like we're gonna do something about it because his mother white.
But at the same time, shit don't really happen. Shit don't really kick off until it happens to them. You get what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit that, like, neighborhoods and shit like that. Let's just, you know what I'm saying, review like African American neighborhoods and Caucasian neighborhoods. Caucasian people call the police. Police take no time to get there.
Right.
African Americans, this could be a whole fucking shootout outside. Them motherfuckers won't pull up till 30, 40 minutes later.
And they press you out, the nigga that called the police and asked for your ID, like you was the one that motherfucking shot when all you trying to do is report the problem.
Exactly. It hit different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's just the world we live in. I can't explain why, but that's just the world we live in. So I feel like this case in Minneapolis is going to go to the furthest extent with this young man and his family because his mother is Caucasian.
So I didn't know that the mother was white, but honestly, I feel like it's going, she's going to definitely deal with that shit because number one, I think we talked about on one of the shows, the way police officers are set up, your taser on your weak side and your gun is on your strong hand. So if you're right-handed, your gun on your right side, and you know if you're left-handed, your gun on your left side. Right. So, in most 99% of instances, you don't. Nobody 99.9.9.9.9 is you're not grabbing your gun on accident. Right. You can feel the weight. You know what I'm saying? That shit is yellow. Correct. Like you know that's not your motherfucking gun. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Get the fucking. But I feel like they gonna spank her ass because she's a woman. I feel like because she's a woman, all this shit with everybody getting killed, black boys getting killed, black men getting killed, is always by white men. Mm-hmm. From my understanding, this is one of the first incidents where it's publicly known and it's a white woman. And I feel like they gonna fry her just because she a woman. And I feel because that's just how Americans treat women. Right. It's like, okay, like we gonna make an example out of her. So just to say we did something, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, it just so happened that the George Floyd shit was first.
Right, you're absolutely right. So my rebuttal is they might give her some type of sympathy because she's a white woman. You get what I'm saying? Like white woman, black woman.
Yeah, but I know I don't disagree. Totally I don't disagree, but I feel like women in America they put them at the bottom. Period. As a woman, I speak on that. Like, do you agree or disagree? Aspects? No, I'm just saying, do you agree that America put women on the black or white? Like, they just put you at the bottom. So because she's a woman, they just gonna try to fry her. Yeah. Like, I just feel like that's just how America works. And like I said, if that situation happened first,
if it was a black woman.
Oh yeah, she's gone.
They was really gonna fire her. So I feel like she got a better chance of being a white woman too. I don't feel like they're gonna let her off. But I feel like they're gonna give her some type of leeway because she's a white woman. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, as I'm not a black cop, but it's like, why don't we hear that shit? Why don't we hear black cops killing white boys? Why is those stories not coming out? We know better. Mm-hmm. We know better. We know but the thing is, we not afraid of no little ass white boy.
We use better judgment.
That too.
Our judgment is also.
We already know what's gonna happen with us. Like,
right. If you do it, it's done.
We gotta walk a certain. That's why we have to walk a certain path.
And that's why I think the scent police pick on. The black cops pick on black people. They not fucking with the white people. They hey sir, how you doing? But when it comes to a black person, we been young. Man, you done been together plenty of times, got pulled over by a black cop and got harassed. And we completely innocent. Correct. Oh, y'all fit the description of some robbery that was down the street. Get out the car, let me check your trunk, let me do all that. Going all through my shit type shit. Just cause we two black niggas riding a nice car. We motherfucking 19, 20 years old. And they pulling us over talking about some, y'all match the description. Niggas just wanted to pull us over. He see two young niggas in a black car, we gonna harass them. And it's like, black cops pick on black boys, white cops pick on black boys. It's like, we in a lose-lose situation as black men, period.
I feel like a lot of black cops try too hard to fit in because they gotta work so hard to get in that now when they're in, they not all the way in. So they gotta go the extra mile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, to fit in. And
some of them, not
some of them. Yeah, I was gonna say some of them, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of African American cops that I know, they, you know, saying they take time and they have conversations with young black men and they tell them like, don't keep giving these people a reason. Like, if you gonna do what you do, but do it in the comfort of your own space. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Don't be out in the open doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out in the, like, talking crazy. Like, don't give these
when
people
they can easily lock them up.
Right. Don't give these people a reason to want to put you in handcuffs and put you in the cell because that's all that they looking for.
Or is it because we just black and we lazy and we don't want to do the paperwork?
That could be a part of it also. I ain't gonna lie. That could be a part of it also.
Take time to know.
Yeah.
What we can do to fight.
So my next question is, do y'all think the NFL, the NBA, WNBA, all that, you know, Black Lives Matters on the jerseys, Black Lives Matters on the t-shirt, Black Lives Matters on the basketball court, kneeling, taking knees, shout out to Colin Kaepernick, taking knees during the national anthem, you know what I'm saying, putting no racism on the football field on the back of the helmets. Do y'all think, because a lot of people feel like the bubble shouldn't happen, the NBA bubble shouldn't happen, the WNBA bubble shouldn't happen, and me personally, I'm gonna speak on it before I ask y'all. I feel like, you know, a lot of people had conversations, a lot of people like they shouldn't be playing. it's too much because it was right after the George Floyd shit. Everybody like we got too much other shit, but I'm like, the revolution got to be televised. If they not playing basketball, and say prime example, Kyrie Irving, he didn't want to participate in the bubble. He felt like he wanted to be an activist, and he felt like he shouldn't go out there and play basketball, and that's cool, and that's why I want to hear your opinion about it. I personally feel like, if Kyrie Irving goes, if we don't play back, they don't do the bubble. They don't do the bubble, and they basically sit in the house and go protest or whatever. If they do choose to do so,
right.
Is it going to get as much attention? Is it going to get as much attention? Because how many people in here follow Kyrie Irving Instagram? How many people follow LeBron Instagram? How many of these athletes do we actually follow to see them out there doing the work? When we could turn on the TV, and as soon as you turn the basketball game on, they kneeling during the national anthem, they throwing up fists, they got Black Lives Matter on the court. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like that should have happened, or was it? Did that have any effect to this? Or
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get real.
I mean, I feel like, why not let them still hoop?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, they could be the NBA, WNBA, NFL could just be promoting it just because they need their players to play. They're making money off of them, so even though they make hella bread being, you know what I'm saying?
Of course they want it. They want them to
but
play.
They gotta make their bread. So it's like, all right, we're gonna do what it takes. Black Lives Matter.
Even though we don't care.
Even though we don't really care. Let's just let them put on a jersey. You know what I'm saying? It's all a facade.
But do you feel like that had did it work? Did it have an effect? Did it, affect the world as far as like, okay, let me take as far as like even the owners. You know what I'm saying? Them sitting out missing games when George, because the shit, I think if I'm not mistaken, did that happen during the bubble? And they sat out. I remember something with
They didn't play.
Okay, but I don't know if that was the George Floyd shit. But it was okay. And they sat out for games.
And Philando Castile, they also did it for him.
That's right. And they sat out. I think that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Because George Floyd was, if I'm not mistaken, was like in May. The bubble started in June, so it was him. It was
Philando Castile.
It was him in Milwaukee, and they didn't play. And it's like we need shit done. And everybody always say, oh, these owners, they billionaires, and they in the police pocket. If it affects the owner's money, then it affects them, which means they could do something about it. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I feel like this shit is a propaganda, as far as, especially with the NFL. The NFL is known for having a slavery mentality.
Okay.
There's players in the NFL that suffer from dementia. They suffer from, they have a lot of concussions, stuff like that, and they don't even give these players, and again, majority of these players, majority African Americans make up the NFL.
Correct.
These players are not getting the help that they need after the game is over, after they walk away from the game. So, of course, I feel like the NFL is going to use no racism, Black Lives Matter, kneeling. Not saying that Colin Kaepernick didn't do it for a specific reason, didn't do it for his own personal reason.
Right.
But after a while, you started seeing people get on the bandwagon. You started seeing other teams now starting to kneel. He was doing it because he had a specific reason for why he was doing it. He wasn't doing it just so he could get attention. The shit became an attention-seeking factor after a while.
Right.
Ray Lewis said it himself. Why are we kneeling? But then turn around and Ray Lewis locking arms and he kneeling. After he said it in a whole interview with Shannon Sharp. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of backlash from that shit. So now all of a sudden he flipped the script and he on both knees talking about, I'm kneeling because I'm giving praise to God. Man, stop what you doing. Stop that, bro. Like you Ray Lewis, all this other shit, it is what it is. You can be highly religious all you want to be, bro, but if you want to say some shit, stand on it. You telling people why are we kneeling, why are you not doing this, what you disrespecting this, you disrespecting that, but you turn around, you want both knees and you locking arms. Nah, it's a propaganda, bro. Nothing in this world is black and white. Nothing in this world is black and white. It's gray areas everywhere.
But it's also such thing as change. Not saying that not saying, not trying to, say what you're saying ain't factual, but I'm just saying, like, what if, somebody got in his ear and was like, you know what, the shit that's how you feel. I can't tell you how to feel, but that's not right, fool, because of this and that and that. And it's like, you know what, damn, you right. I ain't view it like that. So well, you know what, let me take that knee because now I view it differently because somebody opened my eyes because they wasn't open at first.
Right. So if that's what happened, then more power to him. Right. But at the end of the day, the way he was talking real crazy. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he don't know, what Colin Kaepernick was doing that shit for, but he was talking real greasy. So at the end of the day, if somebody got into his ear and he sat down and had a specific conversation with somebody behind closed doors, and they, enlightened him on what was really going on and what the whole kneeling and everything was about, and he chose to, stand with it, then more power to him. I'm not mad at him for that. But don't just hop out there and be like, oh, y'all being disrespectful, y'all doing this, y'all doing that, and you don't know this man's reason for what he's doing. Have a conversation with this man. If you're going to comment on it, then be man enough to have a conversation with him. Because I'm pretty sure Ray Lewis could have sat down with Colin Kaepernick and talked to him about it.
Absolutely, yeah, OG, yeah, big dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Anybody in the NFL.
Shannon Sharp did.
Right.
Shannon Sharp talked to Colin Kaepernick about the situation. They was on the team. They was on teams together. Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharp was on the team together. So, I mean, if you can get to him, if Shannon Sharp can get to him, I know Ray Lewis can get to him. That's all I'm saying. Don't just jump yourself out there saying, "Oh, this is wrong," and you doing this, and you don't know the reasoning behind it.
So, do y'all feel like taking a knee is disrespectful to the flag?
Military?
To the flag, period.
No. I don't stand for the flag anyway, because this country don't give a fuck about us. So I don't stand for the national anthem anyway.
I feel the same way.
Yeah,
like I just did it because I was in school and they said we had to stand up for it.
Right.
Most people were doing that shit because they didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that, but also we were young and we weren't educated.
Right,
we didn't know no better.
We
born here, this our flag, you know what I'm saying? And it's
like Muhammad Ali said, you sending me over there to fight some Viet Cong when you my oppressor.
You my oppressor. You my opposer. Right. You my oppressor. Yeah, that's fact. Yeah,
it's a war over here. What I'm going to fight your war for, when I got to fight a war right here in America.
All because he didn't want to go to the army because they drafted him.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely respect him for that shit. Like me personally, like I said, I don't like I said, I of course when I was in high school when we had our basketball games and we would come to Potomac, we didn't do it at our school. And I don't think it was because, and I don't know why we didn't do it at our school. I think because we just had a fucking flag in there and we just trying to get the game started. But mostly when we went to away games, we stood up, lined up, held our hand on our chest, got ready for the game, did all that, get motivated shit. But like, I just hate when, when I turn the TV on, get on Instagram, and I see people, especially white people, they disrespecting the flag, like the whole situation. I don't know if y'all seen it with the girls basketball game, and they took a knee, and the announcer dude didn't turn his mic off, and he was like basically like, they're not standing for, they're gonna kneel the flag, fucking niggers. He said that about he said that on like, how like on the mic, like I guess he thought he turned his mic off while they was doing the national anthem, and you could hear him talk, and the audio got out. And they fired the dude from that. I don't know what, granted, but I don't know what, they can't lock him up for no shit like that. That's a comment, but yeah, like he lit, and it's a girls basketball game. It's a girls, that shit made ESPN. It was a girls basketball game, and the nigga real live got on the mic, like while they were doing the national anthem, and was like disgusted by it. The problem is, I don't see how these motherfuckers don't see this shit, don't open their eyes and see that we're targeted. You know what I'm saying? That's what super bothers me. It's like
they don't gotta do
like we not. It's y'all disrespecting the military and all of that. All these people died and all. It's like, man, I'm not whatever. Okay, thank you. You going over there fighting for us. You chose to do that. You know what I'm saying? You chose to jump out there and do all that other shit. So kudos to you, but it ain't about y'all.
Correct.
It's not about y'all. It's about this flag and this song that y'all singing that was written by a fucking racist person. You know what I'm saying? Play the whole song. Listen, how the whole song go. It's racist as
was
shit.
not written to be for African American people. The Constitution is not wasn't written for us.
They didn't want us to have opportunity to vote. They didn't want us to, own land and all that shit. That's why the whole, the shit happened in Oklahoma and Tulsa. What was it? Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like they didn't want us. That's why they would open up neighborhoods and sell houses for $100, but black people come in this country. But y'all want us to stand up and put our hand over our chest and respect the flag that's disrespectful to us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't like about the whole situation how motherfuckers don't, see that shit. And until these motherfuckers wake up and see that shit, we gonna always have problems. These motherfuckers, white people, breed their kids to hate us. You know what I'm saying? This is why this shit is over. I don't disagree.
I have a question.
I don't disagree.
We hate each other too.
I don't disagree, and that need to stop as well. It's never gonna work if we out here helping them out.
Yeah.
I have a question. So, majority of us in here have children. Do you feel like moving out of an African American neighborhood and moving into what society deems a good neighborhood, a white neighborhood, what do you feel like is more of a struggle, being in an African American neighborhood or being in a
That's a great question.
what society deems a good neighborhood, a white neighborhood?
So I don't have any children, but I feel like it's definitely tougher to be in a white neighborhood than it would be the black one. Just off the simple fact that you're going to continue to be watched. That's it. Like, you're not going to be able to really be free in your own house because your neighbors are going to constantly be checking and seeing what you're doing, calling the police every time they hear noise. Like, you're targeted. You don't belong here. Like, why are you here?
Okay, so for me, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong because you're definitely right. But I feel like that shit happens in African American neighborhood too. The niggas is nosy. So you walking in your house, you got flat screen TVs coming on in your house. You got a fucking, let's say you got a S550 or some shit outside. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is nosy. You know what I'm saying? And
we in a lose-lose situation.
correct. Basically. You still gotta worry about you gotta worry about white people being nosy, but then you gotta worry about niggas trying to rob you.
Hating on ourselves, we hating on each
You know what I'm
other.
saying? So at this point, which way do you go with it? Which way does which street do you go down?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because you got this white school. Well, I'm not gonna call it white school, but you have this school with predominantly white children, where they deem that if you go to these type of schools, your children will get a better education.
Right.
But your child has a chance of being an outcast because of the color of their skin. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can send your children to these, you know what I'm saying, black schools where they feel like the kids they say the children don't learn, the teachers don't care, but your children are amongst their own people.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, which do you feel like, in which direction do you feel you need to spin or take it to make sure your child understands the situation that they're in and what they're battling against?
I mean, I teach my kids survival. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in a lose-lose situation, like Princess said, but at the end of the day, I'm going to always fuck with the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because, I totally agree. Niggas going to try to rob you. Niggas going to try to jump you. Niggas going to hate on you. But we also got them motherfuckers them big dogs, especially when they see that you something, and it's sad that only, maybe because you about to make it out, we gonna ride with you and make sure nothing happens to you.
But
it's like, what about this motherfucker that, that just book smart and just want to be a doctor? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because you're an athlete and you hoop, and we see you about to make it out, we gonna fuck with you, we gonna protect you, we gonna make sure you not over here doing at the crack house, you know what I'm saying, while we over here gambling. We gonna make sure you in the house getting some rest because you got game tomorrow. We gonna look out for you, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I survived it. You know what I'm saying? I survived it. I'm not gonna really, granted, I do live near where I grew up at, you know what I'm saying? But eventually I'm gonna get away, but I ain't going too far. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still keep myself in a black, because number one, we are all from a black community. We are from Prince George's County, and we not from the outside of Prince George's County.
Right.
We from the trenches. We real live inside of 495, with right outside of DC, where shit get real at. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the Bowies and the Laurels and the Clintons and the Brandywines and all that other shit, but that Forestville, Oxon Hill, Suitland, District Heights, Capitol Heights, Sea Pleasant, Fairmont, that's Landover, that shit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep if my son get a scholarship to a 50-50 school, because like I said, every school I went to, we might have had one white person per school year. You know what I'm saying? But if my son get a scholarship to a school that's going to put him in a better situation as far as education, and yes, it's going to be a little bit more white people, I'm going to fuck with it. By the end of the day, we still going to live in a black community. I'm going to always live in a black community. Like, I'm never, you know, I ain't going to live in Berry Farms or no shit like that. But like I said, PG County black, period. You know what I'm saying? There ain't too many places you can go unless you on the outskirts that's not black. So me personally, I ain't going to no white neighborhood, because honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'm comfortable around my own people, and I know how to move around my own people.
So, my mother taught me how to be able to maneuver in whichever environment that I'm in.
I don't disagree.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a chameleon. I can flip flop wherever. I can talk to white people. I can talk to black people. I know how to put a fucking suit on. I know how to wear regular. You know what I'm saying? Regular urban wear. You know what I'm saying? I know how to change my vernacular. I can do it all. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother taught me how to be that way. So for me, it never was really hard to be around people of other races or other, you know what I'm saying, demographics, because like I said, my mother taught me. But
we work with white people.
Like you said, I get it. Like you said, if my kids get a scholarship to, let's say, these schools that they deem good schools, WCAC schools, you know, like the Paul Sixes and the Bishop Arringtons and the, you know, those schools like that. If my child is blessed enough to get a scholarship from those type of schools, I'm going to have to sit down. We're going to have to sit down and have a conversation about them, because the way you act around me and your mother and the way you act in the neighborhood is not the way that you can act in this school.
I don't disagree.
You have to tuck your shirt in, pull your pants up, make sure your belt is tight. If you gotta wear a tie, make sure your tie is on correctly, because you're a target regardless.
Yes.
As an African American kid, you're a target
no matter
regardless.
where you are.
So going into this school with these kids of other demographic, you're really going to be under a microscope. And you're an athlete.
And you're here for free.
And you're here for free when you got parents who's alumni to this school who actually got to pay for these children to go to this school. You have to walk the straight and narrow line, and I feel like a lot of these kids don't understand that.
That's our job.
Correct, but as parents, you're absolutely right. It's our job, but you can't teach somebody something that you don't know. As parents, some parents don't know that. Some parents don't know how to teach their kids how to act a certain way around certain people.
I don't disagree.
Some parents just teach their kids how to act when they outside.
You feel like you gotta adjust to yourself. You're like, oh yeah, it's white people here. Let me act.
Not saying be an Uncle Tom or a fucking coon.
No, my mother told me that. My mother racist. My mother don't like white people. It is what it is. Like, I was raised by a racist black woman, but I heard her with that. Hello, how are you? And all that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And that's what she, like you say, the same way your mother taught you that shit, the same way my mother taught me that shit. At the end of the day, me personally, like I said, I'm just comfortable around my own people. Not saying that I'm uncomfortable around white people, but I'm not raising my motherfucking son in no white neighborhood. That shit ain't happening.
I'm comfortable around my own people, but at the end of the day, it's times where I am very uncomfortable around my people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person who likes nice things. I like nice things. I like to look nice, shit like that. I like to go to nice places.
Can't even
do
have
nice shit.
The shit you
know
want
what
to
I'm saying?
have
because of the area you in. Like motherfuckers,
you can't even have shit.
Right, because motherfuckers want to take what you got instead of getting off their ass and going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like Princess said, we're in a lose-lose situation, but I would also take your approach as far as getting away, but not going too far to where it's like I'm on the outskirts and I'm just in a completely white controlled neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not Patrick Mahomes, my son.
No, not
What's
at
your
all.
question?
So the thing is, like, I notice a lot of these athletes, rich ass athletes, don't even marry black women.
Yes.
They
I
marry
love it.
white women.
I love it.
That you
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Like, why are you making them?
Yeah.
What is your logic? I mean, love is love. You're gonna love who you want. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But it's like majority of these athletes are really marrying white women. Like, why
Or
not
foreign
make
women.
our culture
Or foreign women.
richer? Like, you want to marry? Like,
That's because us as African American men in this day and age, we deem black women hard to deal with or hard to understand.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like
Right.
I don't feel like black women are hard to deal with. I just feel like some of us are not masculine enough to be comfortable dealing with a strong black woman.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So we choose to walk away because we're not strong enough inside of ourselves.
And that's all I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
All
it ain't
right.
nothing wrong with having a strong black woman because a strong black woman, most strong black women know how to handle fucking business, know how to get down to it, know how to hustle, know how to get that shit going when you might be on your ass. She might be the reason why you are back on your feet.
But honestly, it's a lot of this shit is you gotta think, Mo. A lot of these athletes, they cornballs, Mo. They cornballs.
But
Some of
them
them
only been around white people.
Right, exactly. Some of them, like prime example, I said it earlier, Patrick Mahomes. He grew up in a white neighborhood. That might be all he know. You know what I'm saying? That might be all he know. He ain't do nothing but date white girls. That's why. That's part of when you were saying, you know, like, yeah, you know, sending. That's part of the reason why I think the way I think as far as sending them. If I take my kids and put them in a white neighborhood, then I'm introducing them to that, and then I can't be shocked when my son bring home a white girlfriend.
Correct.
Like my brother. My blood brother, we got the same mother. We grew up in the same house until we both was old enough to move the fuck out. My brother has a white girlfriend, and his son. You know what I'm saying? He got his son is. You know what I'm saying? He mixed. You know what I'm saying? And I love my brother. I love my nephew. Even you know he like what he like. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. It's my personal opinion. I love my brother to death, but I feel like my brother, we different. We like night and day. And that nigga, I feel like he wants to be controlling. You know what I'm saying? He dated a black girl. He was super in love in high school. Nigga took his senior pictures with his girlfriend. That shit shocked me. I was like, yo, wild ass nigga for that, because you gonna regret that shit if y'all don't work. And now his senior pictures, he with a whole girl that he not even with no more. But that's another conversation. But I feel like, you know, he dated black women, and you know they was kind of, you know, giving him that and all that shit. And I don't feel like, like I said, I don't care. He tuned in. I tell him this to his face.
Brother,
Exactly. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm gonna always keep it a buck with him. And this conversation ain't nothing that I ain't never had. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like granted, he's in the Air Force. He got shipped out Washington. You know, I never been to Washington, so I don't know what the culture like is over there. But I do feel like, you know, he wants a woman that he can control. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men date white women because they can tell them to shut the fuck up, and they not giving them all that shit, and they just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I can't date no sister because you gonna be mouthing off and doing all that. And I'm like, nigga, that's pussy to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put your foot down as a man. Like, nigga, you gonna date outside your culture. Like, you gonna date a woman that's not like our mom because you want to tell her what to do, and you want to be able to come in the house and tell her shut the fuck. Not saying he do that, but I know my brother. When we grew up, I used to bully him, and it might be my fault. You know what I'm saying? I used to beat him up and all the time, touching him up.
White women.
Right, and it might be my fault, whatever. But fuck that, Mo. Like, you got to. I did it off some because you know.
My brother, but he ain't.
I ain't exactly, but your brother different. Your brother was outside. My brother wasn't. My brother was in the house. Like, he wasn't an athlete. He didn't hoop. He didn't do nothing. He just, you know, he went to school, got his grades, came in the house and chilled. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like he dated a black girl because that's all that was around.
Right.
But then he got introduced to that other side, and it's like, damn, hold up, y'all not even, you know, you ain't even mouthing off at me. Yeah, let me, you know, I'm, you know what I'm saying?
She might have put it on him. Who knows?
Man, I don't know, man. You gonna get this.
She might have did some things. You know.
I ain't like I said, I done had sex with white women, and it ain't enough to make me cross over. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
It's just like we always crossing over. Black people, they want you to cross over. The R&B artists and the rappers, you got to cross over. Why they don't cross over to us?
Because we don't fit the description or we don't fit that. But also,
Well, the white girl did because she dated my brother.
Right. But also, you gotta understand, black women have a thing about being. How can I put this? Black women have a thing about trust that I've realized from growing up, being around a lot of black women. I have sisters. Don't no black woman want to deal with no man who don't know how to lead. You know what I'm saying? Don't know how to take control. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with a black female and she don't feel like you steering her in the right direction, yes, she's gonna go off on you because it's like this ain't what it's supposed to be. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of us in this generation don't know how to lead, but that comes from the home, comes from being in a single parent home, living with your mother treating you like her boyfriend instead of treating you like a son. You get what I'm saying? So these niggas coming up spoil you, not knowing how to actually treat a African American woman or knowing how to be in a relationship because they so used to their mothers doing all of this and doing that. And also for black women, they see their mothers going through it with men in the home, different men coming, not working out. So it's like, I don't want to deal with that type of shit. That's where it comes. I don't need no man. I'm gonna do this shit on my own. That's where the independence come from, because they don't want to have to deal with what their grandmothers dealt with or what their mothers dealt with, because they seen it and they didn't. That shit wasn't what it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't it.
Yeah.
So we also, it's a cycle that we have to break between each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta learn how to love each other. You know what I'm saying? Instead of calling, oh man, this bitch, that bitch, or fuck these niggas, we gotta learn how to understand where each other coming from. Not saying that, you know what I'm saying, stay in a toxic situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if the red flags are there, then follow the signs.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody and you know that they have a good heart, but they just don't know, then help that person and try to lead that person. Don't just give up on them. But if you got a motherfucker who on complete fuck shit, then yeah, walk the fuck away. It is what it is. I'm not saying subject yourself to dealing with misery, but also try to be more understanding. And that's on both ends, man, black man and black female.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't really want to dig too much into the women topic because we got a whole episode coming up about, you know, black women coming soon, so I ain't really trying to dig into that women topic too much. You know what I'm saying? We're going to save it for the episode when we do talk about interracial dating and all that. But I'm going to bring it back to the whole racism thing. So, we ain't really speak on, we ain't really speak on the WNBA. We ain't really speak on the WNBA. We spoke on the NFL, we spoke on the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The WNBA also, you know, they
needs more support.
They absolutely. But I'm going to take it to the whole racism thing right quick. They had a bubble, just like the men, you know what I'm saying?
Was it televised?
Yeah, it was televised. It was televised, you know what I'm saying? But it needs to be more televised, but it's growing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of their salaries went up and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely, I like, it ain't enough. I don't disagree. But it's
60 bands.
They need at least 3 4 million at least.
Yeah, like,
that's my opinion.
I get it, because like I said, they NBA referees make more than some WNBA.
That's bullshit.
Crazy.
That's complete bullshit.
And that's part of, you know, us not supporting our women. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, the NFL is predominantly black, the NBA is predominantly black, the WNBA is predominantly black. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Them our sisters. They just, like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they not out there dunking on each other and doing all that other shit, but at the end of the day, I love basketball to the point that basketball is entertainment from who it is. My son is in the 3rd grade. I've probably seen this team put up 50 points maybe 2-3 times. They not putting up 40 balls. My son be leading score with. Not exactly, because it's basketball. Right. Because it's basketball, and that's why we definitely need to, you know, support the WNBA just as much as we put. And that's why I fuck with a lot of these NBA players. They be doing their interviews. They got on WNBA hoodies. You know what I'm saying? I'm
definitely money to the.
Right, donate money, promoting it, going to the game, sitting front row. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely fuck with. But in the WNBA, they also did, you know, the Black Lives Matter. A lot of them had Breonna Taylor name on the back of their jerseys and shit like that. When Cuz got shot in the back 7 times, they had The Washington Mystics had T-shirts with bullet holes in the back. You know what I'm saying? They kneeling during the national anthem. And then apparently, Princess, you might be a little bit more educated on this shit than me. I was told one of the owners, I think it was Atlanta, got fired or some shit because I don't know if she made some racial slurs or something, but like the whole WNBA stood together and was like, nah, Shorty got to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she got to go.
I heard about that.
Right, she got to go because I don't know, I think she did something with Trump. Maybe it was that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give out false information, but it was something that she did that was deemed racist, and everybody stood together and was like, Shorty got to go.
So, don't the Atlanta Dream now has a black female GM or owner or
Renee
something like that?
Montgomery.
Yeah,
She's the owner, right?
She used to hoop, yeah.
Okay.
And that she must have got the team after the other
Right.
Shorty resigned.
That's
because
what's
everybody.
up. So now it's a black female WNBA owner.
She the first?
I believe so.
That played.
If I'm not mistaken, that actually played.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm trying to figure out how she did that.
You trying to get one? You trying to get a team?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
They
mad.
probably
I'm
I ain't
mad
gonna lie to you.
ain't never go
WNBA
out there.
team's probably going for the low.
They are. That's what
They
I'm
probably
saying.
going
It's
for the
easy
low.
version.
Yeah, because they not. It's not. That's why. That's part of the reason why they don't make as much as the NBA is because of they don't make a lot of money on the outskirts
Right.
to pay them as much. I
They're
believe.
not selling WNBA jerseys
Definitely
anywhere.
not.
You can't get a Dawn Staley, a legend. You can't find her jersey anywhere.
Man, I went on
Tina
eBay.
Thompson, you can't find them anywhere.
I
Like,
went
they're
on
not
eBay.
selling no merch to give them players extra bread.
I was
Like, they're
trying
not
to find
promoting
shirts,
shit. You're
jerseys.
not gonna see
Well, they
a
just.
commercial, like none of that shit for the league. Like,
Well, they just.
Well, they got commercials now. They got commercials now for
So when I was in
them.
LA, I did see Taya Cooper, and she be dancing, do all that shit. They had a whole picture of her right outside the
On the
Staples
Staples
Center,
Center, yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? And I do know that Nike. I know a lot. And another thing too, the fucking women, they jerseys was made by Nike, but they was Arnold's. You know what I'm saying? They giving them cheap ass jerseys, but I heard they stepped it up now. I seen the little picture, and they got new jerseys. They stitched now. They got different flavors. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that that's going to, bring in more revenue? You think they're going to start? You think you're going to go on Nike.com and they're going to start putting them jerseys on
Oh
there?
yeah, them jerseys spanking. So it would be best for them to do that. But WNBA players, like they signed under Nike, Jordan, don't have their own shoe, bro. Like they're just signed under.
Wasn't Cheryl Swoops the only one that had her own signature
Yeah,
shoe?
in 1997.
I'm going to tell you. Facts.
Like
Those was alright too.
Yeah,
though.
Niggas had, everybody had them though.
Those was alright.
I had them motherfuckers that didn't even know what they was. I just seen the check on it. And I was just like, yeah, because we was young. Nigga 6, 7 years old. I don't know. My mother was like, yeah, nigga, they $50.
I went on
Get 'em.
eBay to try to find a Cheryl Swoops jersey. Couldn't find it.
I ain't gonna hold nigga. If I get my hands on a WNBA jersey, that's dope. Like
I'm telling you.
that's epic. You know what I'm saying? Like and as much as me and my bro love him just as much as I do, we love jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like we love jerseys. Like we wear jerseys often. Yeah, exactly. Like nigga, what's that is? Oh, that Larry Bird. They talking some who was that? Look at you, bullshit. You gotta get
I ain't know you went
educated.
to Indiana State.
Yeah.
All I know is
Yeah.
Them niggas went to the finals. I mean, they went to the NCAA.
They played Michigan State in the
played
national championship.
Yeah, he
Lost
took
to
them all.
Magic
They went
Johnson.
undefeated, I think. They went undefeated or some shit and
Lost
lost in
to
the
Magic.
championship, some shit like that. Yeah, but like that, like yeah, like we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do better. Like we just like you said earlier, as far as like we helping, we killing each other and doing all that other shit. Like we gotta stick together. Like these white motherfuckers, like that whole shit when the dude was walking in the neighborhood and the white dude was like, get out of here, you don't belong here and all that other shit. And niggas stood outside of Youngin house, you know what I'm saying, 100 deep, like yeah, we all here now, you know what I'm saying. We need shit like that more often. We need shit like that and we need to support our women. We need to support our women. We need to stand together and do that shit for the WNBA. We need to stand that shit, do that shit against these cops. You know what I'm saying? It's just
What we need more African American cops to stop trying to fit in. That's what we really need. Because if we can get the African American police officers to stop so hard trying to fit in, I get it, it's your job, this is what pays your bills, you know what I'm saying? But understand, you're a black man first. You was a black man before you ever put that badge on.
that's why I
You know what I'm
respect.
saying? Regardless of where you lived or where you from, you was a black man first. Understand that. Like, your duty is to save these other black men, not to kiss these white people's ass.
Agreed.
you got a whole culture that you supposed to be protecting.
I'm gonna tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be the front runner.
Correct. You went into the force to do what? Make change, correct?
I hope so.
That's what I would think.
No, they went to get that check.
I mean, some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah.
Some of them went to bully niggas because they was getting bullied. And
Yeah,
they wanted to,
that
like,
also is a thing. That also power trip. A lot of them motherfuckers be on power trip.
Definitely.
But also get off. You got to get off that power trip you on and understand that this shit is
You're
you
a pussy.
fighting.
You gonna always be a pussy.
You're fighting a
That
war.
badge ain't gonna make you tougher.
You're still fighting a war regardless if you're a police officer or not. You still fighting a racial war because I
They
can
think they fuck with
guarantee
you at work.
No, I can guarantee you these white officers don't fuck with these black officers at work. I can guarantee it.
Oh, I know
can
they
guarantee
don't.
you they look down on you and you got the same uniform, same training, everything. And I can almost guarantee
And
they
they
still
make
look at you crazy.
Oh, one of my men who worked for PG County told me that when this whole, when that whole Capitol shit happened, you seen it. You got to see
Who was who?
who was who. That shit exposed
That
a lot
shit
of
is
them. It
real.
exposed like some of them white people they riding around in cars with. They true colors came up with that Capitol shit because they started voicing their opinion about the shit. And it was like, damn, you feel that way? Oh yeah,
That's all
they
they
started
need.
getting real
All they need
segregated
is
in
a
that
door.
motherfucker.
All you ever need is a door to be open for people to show who they really are. Once they get that comfortability, they're gonna show you their true colors. That's all they need is to get a little comfortable or something to happen to where they feel like they can voice or they can give their opinion. Once that happens, there it is right there. You see, everything is on Front Street at that point. Everything is on Front Street. So again, like I said, we need more African American police officers to stop trying to fit in and start understanding that you have a duty to protect these African
Protect and
American,
serve.
these African American children, these other African American men who don't have the power that you have.
African American girls.
African American women also.
Baby
'Cause
girls, women,
That's
everybody.
another thing. We don't protect our women the way we supposed to.
They don't even support them.
Period.
That's like the WNBA. That's why the WNBA, you know what I'm saying, ain't bumping like it should because we not supporting our foot because it's deemed boring. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, man, just, I don't even care. Like I said, it's times I ain't even watching the game because I'm doing something, I'm busy. But I turn that shit on. If it's on, they gonna get my view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like that with everybody.
I was watching the
Basketball's on
NCAA.
my TV all the time.
I was watching the girls NCAA national championship.
Yeah, like girl basketball definitely cool, man. And niggas,
going up.
It's definitely, and it's like you said, just like the whole, the killer getting that verdict today. It's a start. The WNBA, they shit starting to go up. It's a start. All we can do is we gotta start from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This generation, we got all this social media shit. We posting all this shit, dancing and all this other wild shit. Man, post the movement, bro. Like. That's all I'm saying. Like, just support each other, bro. Stop that hating shit. We talked about that last week. Hey, niggas gotta stop hating on each other, man. We all off the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Stop hating on your brother, man. Like, we all brothers at the end of the day, man. And they black women.
One thing I can say, this generation, we are very, very, very opinionated, which can also be a good and a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us give our opinion on shit we have no understanding of. Because like you said,
niggas don't know
a lot of
what the fuck
motherfuckers don't read. A lot of motherfuckers don't read. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you have an opinion on something, I would encourage you to do research about it instead of just talking, because just talking can put you in a situation you might can't get out of.
We got 2 minutes. What's your question, lady? You gotta speak up so we can hear you over here. Plenty.
Please speak it to the hoochie.
So my question is, do you feel like racism is taught at home or by society? And when I say
It's definitely learned at home. It starts at home. Everything starts in the home.
I feel like if you racist, how you gonna raise your kids?
no, but what I'm saying is that you have a lot of white kids who were not taught that at home.
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes on, I feel like they think it's a cool thing, or they think that they can get away with it more, or they're showing their true colors.
I think that shit is both, but I think it's a lot taught at home because, like I said, I remember I was downtown one day, and I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. I seen a little boy with a "Make America Great Again" hat on. Nigga was like 7, 8 years old. You think he knew what the fuck he was wearing?
Nope.
His parents put that on him. You know what I'm saying? Like that little, I wanted to smack it off his head.
He knew what he was wearing.
I don't think he did that at 8 years old.
You don't
I
know
don't think
that
he
shit,
know,
man.
bro.
You don't
I
know
don't
what-
think
you
they
don't know what
putting that
comes
on
behind
you, and
it.
then as you get older, they teaching you that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they taught him at 8.
I feel like he knows.
You don't
I
know
don't
what
feel like
really
that.
at 8 years old. You don't know what comes behind that. You don't. It's no way. It's no way that this parent sat him down at 7 years old and completely had a conversation about everything that comes behind that, and he completely understands everything that.
He's not gonna completely understand, but I'm sure he knows based off of the conversations that he's hearing at his house what it means.
30
Not
seconds.
completely though.
Yeah, I mean, hey. But
And that's when Murray had a little lamb.
correct. But well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, The Real Brody, and this is the We Say podcast. Got my best friend in here, Miss Princess. Got my brother, my DJ, my motherfucking man. Meet you 2 times.
Say it 2 times. Say it 2 times.
We're gonna crank it off for y'all, man. We out.